He remembered the play.
Oh, shit. We're in trouble. Like, yeah, when I watched the replay, I said it. Damn, he's going the wrong way.
And then he pipped again?
Everybody in the world running after him.
That's the thing that was remarkable.
0 degrees, snow.
Not that he threw the ball because it's fourth down. He had to throw the ball. That was set up to throw a jump ball to a 6'5", 6'6" tight end over a smaller defensive back, and he did a pirouette, 2 of them, and still remembered and calmed his body. The thing about it, and just listen to me, in that moment, to be able to calm your brain down, and there was something that told him, don't forget the play, because they had motioned the tight end out to get the tight end on a jump ball on the corner. So even though he's scrambling, he remembered the play. Remarkable.
I said, how do they let him get behind him? I said, dude, who in the world thought he could make that play?
And the ball was so high, and with the wind and everything, they all needed help. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, just like any other player. Those are 2 best players last 20 years. They all needed help. Mike Tomlin realized, I want to coach, but I don't want to coach at this business anymore. They weren't going to fire him.
They weren't going to fire him.
No.
He had to step down.
But he realized that I'm not going to be able to be the best version of myself moving forward. Like, he definitely will take a sabbatical and be back coaching somewhere.
All right, guys, welcome to Fully Loaded, episode 83. I am Sean Mike. This is obviously Chris Carter. How you doing, bro?
Good, man.
Good, all dressed up, bro. Tell them how cold it is in Florida right now.
It's a little chilly right now.
Tell them what it is.
It's maybe 48, 50 degrees.
Yeah. Too cold, bro.
It's going to be a high of like 60.
I didn't sign up for this. It's too cold.
It's just passing through. I'd much rather be here in Florida than, say,
Chicago.
40% of the country is under a frigid, some type of storm alert.
Yes, it is. So let's talk. Let's start with, and it's funny because we were going through the comments for this, and man, the Bills, they got some fans, and the Bills Mafia, they were angry when
That's one day we should start the show with the comments.
You think so?
I mean, one day we should just try it.
I'm good. Next time we'll do it.
I don't do any type of producing and everything, but just one day we should just start.
Next time we will.
We're going
to start with the comments. Okay.
Yes.
We're going to start by referring to some of the comments. We'll get to it at the end of the show.
Okay.
The Bills Mafia, they were upset with you for saying the Broncos matched up good against the Bills. That they could not believe you said that. And the Broncos did beat the Bills 33-30 in overtime. Walk us through Josh Allen, 25-39, 283 yards. He had 68 yards, 66 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. He did fumble, a couple interceptions. Nix obviously got hurt, 26-48, 279, 3 touchdowns. James Coe, 117 rushing yards. Walk us through the game and your thoughts on it, especially how the game ended or the interception towards the end of the game.
Right. Well, there's a couple things. Number one thing is that Josh Allen, just like any other player, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, those are 2 best players last 20 years. They all needed help. Mm-hmm. And every time New England struggled, they went out and got some type of help to be able to camouflage or build their team a certain way to be able to take care of some of their weaknesses. Patrick Mahomes couldn't run the ball. Mm-hmm. Inconsistent wide receivers. Defense got much improved. What is Buffalo going to do? Man, Josh Allen turns 30 in May. Like, he went from this childish, did the window close? Now, he's one of the best players we have in the league, might be the best player in the league. So are they going to do an abbreviated Harbaugh? Because Harbaugh did win a Super Bowl, so that's why he got 18 years. But Steve Bisciotti had determined that that's a long time ago, and that success is not enough for this program. Mm-hmm. I don't think Buffalo's going to fire Sean McDermott. They've been in a lot of playoff games. But they have to tinker with that roster, especially from a wide receiving core standpoint, to give him some help. Because ultimately, Josh knew the deal, that he had to play out of his mind, and that's why it makes you careless with the football. Mm-hmm. So, yes, Buffalo needs to get him some type of help. They've had a tremendous run, and without Lamar, without Mahomes, without Burrow being in the playoffs, he's the most talented quarterback. And now they're out. I don't know why the fans are upset at me. I'm just watching football. And Buffalo, they match up well with a lot of teams. Mm-hmm. But they're not a superior team than Denver. Now, if they were playing at home, they had a home field advantage, which they didn't. They didn't earn that. They weren't consistent enough during the regular season. They didn't even win their division. So I don't know why you'd be upset at me. I'm just pointing out the facts, and obviously the facts played out. But your quarterback needs some help, especially at the wide receiver standpoint. And because of that, he took it on himself to try to do too much, and that ended up them out of the playoffs.
Dude, did you see him Did you see him like in tears about a game?
Oh yeah, it's
like, dude,
it's tough, man.
It's tough because you've been there, but also to your point, who are you throwing the ball to?
I mean, to him, those guys are good enough because they made enough plays. Even if
you think he really believes that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he really does believe that.
Okay.
Like, he's never gone into this with, oh my God, Josh Allen, the wide receivers are loaded.
No.
Like, it's always been some type of question. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that, the Buffalo needs to look at more so than anything, in these big games, in these overtime games, in these playoff games, what happens to their defense? Mm-hmm. Like, in these playoff losses, they're averaging over 30 points given up. How you going to win the game giving up 30 points? Like, you expect him to every time? So now he's not able to pull it off. And the play people will talk about is the interception. Now, there's a thing that is called dual possession.
Okay.
And that didn't occur on this. Now, there was a transition where Brandon Cook, he had the football in his arm, but the defensive back had an arm in there too.
Okay.
So there was no, he caught the ball and then survived the ground or make a football move. Simultaneously, they hit the ground. Now, if they had both rolled over and both clutching the balls, it would have been possession to the offense.
Because it would have been dual possession. Kind of tie goes to the offense kind of deal.
But this wasn't a tie.
Okay.
Like, it never got to a ruling of a tie, and then the DB, took possession of the ball. There was a play, say Calvin Johnson, where he was in the end zone, and say he put the ball down, and the ground caused the ball to fumble, which in turn made them ultimately change the rules about surviving the ground. But if Cooks could have maintained even arm control, where when they rolled over, they both rolled over with the ball, and there was no distinction who had it, it would have been a catch.
Okay.
So, to me, it was a very easy call.
So it was an easy, clean interception. Like, what are we talking about?
Yes, because you could see how they got detached.
Okay.
And the defensive player had full, complete control of the ball. The ball didn't hit the ground. Mm-hmm. So anyone who was able to come up with it, and that was an easy call. No controversy. And also, I was on the last no catch committee that Roger Goodell and Troy Vincent and all the legends and former coaches, Bill Cowher and other receivers and just a number of players to decide to get the current rule to what it is. So I've seen so much video. I've seen so many plays, decade after decade after decade, that we can distinguish what a catch is in our business. So on Mondays, we don't have this constant dispute that we had, say, 5-8 years ago. Every Monday it was like, was that a catch? I don't know. Was that a catch?
But now the rules are good.
Yes. Everyone was looking dual possession, because you can't think it was a catch. Mm-hmm. They can't think that he caught that ball.
Correct.
So if he didn't catch the ball, what happened?
It didn't hit the ground.
It didn't hit the ground.
Somebody had to catch it.
So it can't be incomplete.
Correct. It's somebody's ball.
Interception.
Okay. And what about some of the pass interference calls like? Because it looked like pass interference to me.
Well, the thing about it is the reason why pass interference called, two things the reason why he called it on defensive back. Number one reason why, because he grabbed his arm. When the receiver was going up with his right arm, the DB grabbed his arm down. Now, it would have been different if the DB would have been looking back for the football.
But he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He was looking right into the receiver. So that arm pulling it down. And you can't tell a referee to hold the whistle.
Mm-hmm.
No, like you can't tell him that. And the last pass interference, that was caused by Bo Nix. And the reason why, he threw the ball extra high. So which in turn, it threw off the timing of the DB. So the wide receiver did the best thing when the ball was going to be a 50-50 ball or slightly underthrown. Go off the ground, because you own that space wherever you go up from. And if the defensive back goes up under you, goes into you, and he's not looking back for the football and he's playing your body, they're going to call pass interference on that anytime. First quarter, overtime. So those were definitely.
Well, like you said, they can't swallow the whistle because of the timing of the play or the score of the game, or if it's penalty.
No,
right?
Absolutely. And it's the most penal of all the penalties in sports. Pass interference.
Mm-hmm.
It has won and lost more bets than any other.
That's the truth.
Than any other.
That is the truth.
Because we have
one.
Because we have these world-class kickers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're kicking from 60 yards now.
No problem.
I mean, you get a PI, bro, you got problems. And that with two of them there late, but some of that caused by the offense. But you have to play the football, not the man, and that's what happened. These two things.
Now the Broncos will be without Bo Nix. What does that mean for Denver against? All right, what I can tell you after being in business for 30 years, now that we are in January, if you ain't hitting the ground running right now and preparing for the year, you're in a lot of trouble. You really are, because everybody thinks they have a great idea, right? Like January hits, January 1st, they have resolutions, they have goals, they have a North Star, they have plans, they have 90-day goals. What are you actually going to do this year? So having your idea is great, awesome. I'm fired up for you, excited. But what are you going to do? Like, what are the action steps you're going to take? And when I look at all the people out there in the multiple businesses they're in, one of the things I've done, I just did this the other day with somebody I've been working with for years. It's like, did you get on Shopify? Do you understand what they actually can do for you? Do you understand all the tools that they put in place for you? Your idea is good. Your marketing sounds good. What you're going to do for manufacturing, I love all that. But do you have the tools? Will you be able to build your own dream store without Shopify? And the guy's like, I don't really know. So you choose from hundreds of beautiful templates that you can customize to match your brand. Setup is fast, built in. Obviously, they got AI tools, product descriptions, headlines, help you edit your product photos, marketing built in too. So I told this guy, you got marketing, great. Why don't you see what they have for marketing? They've been doing this on a larger scale, and they get it, and they have all this data. So it's been unbelievable. I got nothing but great feedback. And as you grow, Shopify grows with you. Handle more orders, expand to new markets, and do it all from the same dashboard.
In 2026, stop waiting and stop selling with Spotify. SFX Cha-Ching, Spotify's new sales sound. Sign up for a $1 per month trial. Start selling today at Spotify.com/loaded. Go to Spotify.com/loaded. That's Spotify.com/loaded. Hear your first cha-ching, Spotify's new sales sound. Sign up for $1 per month trial. Start selling today at Shopify.com/loaded. That's Shopify.com/loaded. Hear your first cha-ching, Shopify's new sales sound. This new year with Shopify by your side.
Now the Broncos will be without Bo Nix. What does that mean for Denver against the Patriots?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, if you look at their margin of error, it's not like, okay, they were the greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost Kurt Warner. Been like, wow, okay, the way they throw the ball, they're not going to be able to play that way. So Denver, they rely on Bo for a number of things, not only his passing accuracy in his second season, but his legs.
Run. Yeah.
Instead of he doesn't have the same legs. So I love the fact that Sean Payton went after it aggressively, announcing Bo was going to be out. He was getting surgery, and said that the backup would be prepared and would be ready and be out there slinging it. Now, for people who don't know, Sean Payton's mentor in coaching is Bill Parcells. And Bill Parcells was in a situation like this. He had a quarterback, Phil Simms, who got hurt, and they end up putting in a kid named Jeff Hostetler.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Hostetler, and the beat goes on.
Yeah.
And they went on, and they had a great defense. They put great pressure on the quarterback. And, the ability to run the offense, style of quarterback, not that much different. And that's what Sean Payton has. So for me, Sean Payton, even though his quarterback starting hasn't thrown a pass in the NFL in a couple of years, I believe is going to be ultra aggressive, especially in the first quarter of the game.
Okay.
And then he's going to rely on his special teams, his return game, and that defense, which is amazing. as you could see late in the game as they begin to sink their teeth into Buffalo. Like, this is going to be a very, very good game.
Okay.
Like, very good game. Good. But he is going to come up with the game plan, and he knows that he's got to throw it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to be creative in doing that. So this is why you hire someone like Sean Payton. But, man, unfortunate for Denver. Second to last play of the game. He even throws that last ball with a broken foot.
Broken ankle, whatever. Yeah.
And the way he threw it and the way he understood, like, I'm going to put more air on it. They're in an all-out blitz. It's going to put the DB in a really bad spot. Like, that's a pro right there.
Yeah.
That's
so
a
you're
pro.
Impressed.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Where his ball placement, his overall leadership, the struggle back and forth through the game. Even when he didn't have success, how he responded to that, his overall body language. Yeah, they have something special there in Denver.
Okay. Seahawks absolutely destroyed the Niners 41-6, up 17-0 after the first quarter. Purdy was only 15-27. The Niners are banged up. McCaffrey, I think, was in and out for a while. Obviously, Seahawks defense was dominant. Your guy at quarterback was solid. How good are the Seahawks, and what happened to the Niners to get beaten by 35?
No, they're very good. Seattle is very good. Their defense is underrated. People don't talk about them, and they don't talk about their coach, McDonald. He does a great job with that talent. Reminds me of a lot younger, Pete Carroll. Not only when he was at USC, but when he took over in Seattle, same type of team, physical, going to run the football. Quarterback's going to be able to make enough plays, and especially Sam comes in this game with an oblique, injury that he sustained late in the weekend practice. So that was a huge question mark. So for him to get his first playoff win, I mean, that's clutch for them. So I look for Seattle for this to be a knockdown drag. I believe a field goal game. I mean, they faced the Rams. They split this year.
Wait, you think it's going to be what?
A field goal game.
It's going to be that close?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they match up well against the Rams.
All right. Last time you said that, you were right. Broncos and Bills. Okay.
And the thing about this is, you have to think about what the teams have been through the last couple weeks. Like Seattle, they had the bye. Typically, a team with the bye comes out sluggish. And if they don't, they're like the world champ. They come out and smack the team. Oh, that's the bye week. That's the advantage you get for the bye week. Like, it's hard in the NFL to win multiple playoff games, but when you only have to win 2 and then you smack – they only played a half of football.
I know.
Like, how much fresher –
It was 17-0 after one quarter.
Yeah. How much fresher are they than the opposition? Mm-hmm. I mean, look what the Rams has done the last 8 quarters, like what they had to go through. Mm-hmm. Like, playing in the overtime, in that cold. Like, I mean, great game, but guess what? Your bonus is now you got to go to Seattle. And I know that, yes, we love to be able to play Seattle again. Great rematch. Then they're the same division. They know each other very well. Look for Seattle to make Stafford move from the pocket. As you can see, Chicago, when they blitzed and made him move, they were very effective at that. But when they didn't get heat on him, man, he carved him up. So Seattle has a significantly better secondary than the Bears, though. Mm-hmm. And overall defense. The Bears had the worst defense left of the 4 teams.
Right. But you think it'll be a good game?
No, it's going to be a good game. Yes.
Now, I'm sitting there last night. I'm at the Hard Rock, and the place goes nuts. And I thought somebody won like a significant amount of money. I didn't realize the Bears game was on the big screen. And I look up to watch the replay. I see Caleb Williams running the wrong way, like 25 yards. Throw it back of his foot back in the end zone. Talk to us about that game, the Bears loss, but also Caleb Williams, because I don't know if I've seen a lot of that in my life.
Well, for one, you would have to go back, and that's not a Michael Vick play. That's not a Steve Young play. It's not a Randall Cunningham play. You probably have to go back to somebody like Fran Tarkenton. Like, for real. Because none of those guys ever made a play like that in the playoffs.
That was unbelievable. I don't think I've seen anything like that.
And I just wish that there was, like, you know how sometime, after a crime's committed, they go back and you see all the audio and everything that leads up. I would like to hear people's voices, what they were saying when he made that first U-turn.
Oh, shit. like we're in trouble. Like, yeah, when I watched the replay, I said it. Like, damn, he's going the wrong way.
And then he pipped again?
Yes.
And the thing about it, and just listen to me, in that moment, to be able to calm your brain down, and there was something that told him, don't forget the play, because they had motioned the tight end out to get the tight end on a jump ball on the corner. Mm-hmm. So even though he's scrambling, he remembered the play.
As he's running the other way, turning the other way, everybody in the world running after him.
That's the thing that was remarkable.
0 degrees, snow.
Not that he threw the ball because it's fourth down. He had to throw the ball.
Correct. Where he threw it.
But that was set up to throw a jump ball to a 6'5", 6'6" tight end over a smaller defensive back, and he did a pirouette, 2 of them, and still remembered and calmed his body. Remarkable play.
The other guy he said, how do they let him get behind him? I said, dude, who in the world thought he could make that play? I'm not trying. I'm sitting there in my chair, and it's warm at the casino, but I've never seen that.
The DB.
As a DB, how could you
did not think he was going to throw the ball.
How did you ever think he'd make that throw?
And the ball was so high, and with the wind and everything, a lot of DBs have this, though. God gives it to them. He gives them very suspect small hands, and their judgment of the ball. They cannot play outfielder in baseball.
Mm-mm.
Like right, boom. Whoa, how did I misjudge that? Now, the throw caught him by surprise, but that was a bad judgment, and the tight end was leaning on him just enough, and the ball was outside of his body just enough to lean and then be able to project himself off of that body into a remarkable sequence. Great catch, great play, but to calm yourself under duress, to remember the play and the design of the play. Because typically, Coach tells us he's scrambling. All rules are off. Find an open space. If you're away from the quarterback, get in his vision. If you're by the quarterback, go deep. Off. But he calmed himself, and the guy was in the same spot, and he found him.
And then, unfortunately, in overtime, he threw a pick. They lost the game, but it was one hell of a game.
Yes. And Chicago has a lot. I mean, if you look at some of these second and third year quarterbacks coming for next year, watch out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Caleb, Drake May, Bo in Denver. I mean, Daniels in Washington.
Yeah. Some dudes.
Oh, yeah, man. There's problems, man. Problems. And guess what? Most of those problems from my Vikings.
Yeah. Because they're
not even on the show. I'm sorry, man.
They ain't got one of those guys.
I'm sorry.
You know what's funny? I was there last night, and I was thinking of you because the dude next to me goes, you think they're going to go for 2? I said, dude, I can't fathom in the world, but in today's NFL, and if anybody would ever do it, Ben Johnson, march him out there with the best play he's got, nobody ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And go for the win at home, whether it's on the road or not.
Oh, absolutely.
Go for the win. I thought for a minute he was going to go for it.
Yes, me too.
Wouldn't that have been some shit?
Me too.
Damn.
Me too. I think because of the weather conditions and everything, if it was a fast track, especially where your quarterback, you can get him on the move and a good surface, I think they would have done that.
Yeah, bro, when he gets in the second gear, he can move.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He's an issue for the NFL, NFC North, everybody.
All right, last game we need to talk about the Pats put on the Texans. Stroud had a tough day, threw 4 picks, he had 5 turnovers. May 16, 27, 179, 3 touchdowns, interception. What do you think about let's start with the Texans. What do you think about them moving into next season? What do they need to figure out for themselves, even though they did win, I think, 8 straight games in the season, or 9 or 10 or something crazy?
Okay, Texans, listen to me very, very carefully, because they got to make some real decisions defensively with some money. I think Will Anderson's up for an extension. You got to keep him all-world defensive end. And they got some other guys on that defense that deserve pay raises. But the Texans remind me somewhat of the Cleveland Browns with Baker Mayfield.
Really? Okay.
Instant success, even playoff success. But then something happened that his game digressed. Because that's where C.J. Stroud is.
Okay.
Like, that was painful to watch.
It was hard.
Like C.J. Stroud, I mean, we thought was going to be one of the dudes of the dudes 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like in the last 3 years, he's won a playoff game every year. Mm-hmm. You know, but the last 2 years, they didn't win because of him. They won in spite of him. The inability to be accurate, the inability to run the football when he doesn't have anything. I mean, he talked about early in his career, hey, if I miss a shot, I'm like LeBron and Kobe, I'm going to shoot again. Well, he kept shooting. Mm-hmm. He kept throwing them right to him.
They were open, the other team.
And he played so bad that even myself, huge C.J. Stroud fan, have been since he committed to Ohio State and went to Ohio State and had great success there. Man, I was thinking, should they go to Davis Mills, the backup?
You thought during the game?
Yeah, at halftime? Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, absolutely. Their defense was – I've never seen a defense that good lose a football game.
Yeah. Playing on Underdog is easy. How do I know? Because I do it. You just pick your favorite players, if they'll go higher or lower in stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. Get them right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Yes, 5,000 times your cash. So, for instance, tonight you go, I got Mendoza, 223.5 yards. I will go higher. I got Beck at 201.5. I will go higher. I just think they're both going to have a good game today and score a lot of points. But I get to go ahead every single week looking at the game, looking at the player, looking at the higher, lower, the stats. It allows me to be involved in the game. And by the way, you don't got to know a lot. You get to go ahead and look at the players. You look at some of the numbers. You figure out, do I think they're going to go higher or lower in tonight's game? And because you can have such a return, it's become one heck of a thing for me and enjoyable for me to do. So that is why I love and choose Underdog.
So what the heck are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code LOADED to score $75 in bonus entries. When you play your first $5, that's promo code LOADED. Underdog makes picks and wins money. Must be plus 18, plus 19 in Alabama and New England, plus 19 in Colorado for some games, plus 21 in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. Present in a state where Underdog's fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. New York, call the 24/7 HOPE hotline at 1-877-8-HOPE-ENTY. That's 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPENY. That's 467-369. Underdog, bet with your head, not over it. I mean, like that, they were still in the, with 4 turnovers, they're still in the game. Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot, they have one score. Mm-hmm. But his inability to have any type of composure, bad body language, and just so inaccurate. Like, it wasn't that cold. It wasn't that windy.
Yeah.
Because Drake May threw a couple dimes there at the end to be able to seal the deal. But it's astonishing they were able to stay so close with the quarterback playing that bad. Mm-hmm. No running game. That's got to be addressed. And these 3 years, all those hits he's taken, he's paid the price for that. He's not the same kid. So not as comfortable in the pocket as a guy that we're used to seeing, and definitely not as consistent throwing the football. And I hope he gets it corrected compared to Baker Mayfield, who had to go on a journey to get it corrected. Because next season, he's up for an extension. Next year will be his 4th year. Either they can franchise him or exercise the 5th-year option. But, Houston is right there, man. They are.
Defense is filthy.
Yes, keep that defense together.
That is disgusting. All right, so we got the Seahawks and Rams, and I didn't even see the spread before you said it. Seahawks are only given 2.5. There's your field goal. Mm-hmm. You like the Seahawks to win that game, still close game, but you like the Seahawks to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now I'm a person that has kind of missed a little bit on the Rams, just how balanced they are, just how good they are. But I just believe it's Sam Darnold's year. I do believe the way they've played, for him to be able to champion back-to-back 14-3 win season, be able to get his first playoff win, to be able to play this game at home. Now, it will be a struggle back and forth and everything, but I believe late in the game he will make enough plays to be able to get them over the top. And I like to match up his wideouts going against the Rams secondary.
And Seattle's a legitimate problem playing at home.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I was going to ask you this yesterday. So my man Sean Payton said he wanted the fans during the game to not just we want you screaming when they're in the huddle. Like, we need that. They can't hear each other.
He coached them up.
He coached the fans up.
Yes.
Yes, the fans up.
Yes.
It's that loud when you're in that huddle, you can't hear each other in some places.
What?
That's what you got to do to be there. What?
And the problem, even the communication,
Yeah.
it's so violent. It's not normally how you would communicate.
Yeah.
So, even when I'm calling the plays, I'm like, scat right. Guys, like, what? Scat right. We're going scat right. Let's go double right, scat right, 585. Let's go on 2. No. Let's go 5. Let's go on 1. 585 on 1. Ready? What? Ready?
What?
Great.
11 dudes are going. Half of them heard it. Everybody's freaking out.
What?
But he did coach them up.
Well,
because you could see him.
Just in all sports, communication is a key.
100%.
Teamwork make the dream work, but ain't no teamwork without communication.
Mm-hmm.
So when you make it tough to communicate, because guess what? That electronic device, that thing ain't foolproof.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the reason why they're covering up is so they can hear everything. When you see the quarterback do like this, man, cheer like hell.
You got him. Keep going. Yeah,
man,
double
cheer
down.
like hell. When you see them all get into the huddle,
Mm-hmm.
man, cheer like hell. Then take a few deep breaths. All right? Let them get to the line of scrimmage. Come on, man, relax. Take a drink.
Let it rip again.
Bite of a hot dog. As soon as that, man, if he raised his leg, I want you to.
Oh, nuts.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Because this is the thing. When the quarterback, whatever mechanics they're using, it either I'm going to lift my leg, I'm going to clap, they're going to have an offensive lineman hit the center. All these things are a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
And also the play clock. That's why home field advantage is critical. Because the communication offensively, what you can do, we're going to be able to communicate enough. We, on defense, we'd much rather them be confused.
Correct.
Because there's less defenses to call.
Correct.
There's less audible defenses to call compared to offensive football.
Yep.
So defense also has a lot more signals that they can do to each other, and people stay stationary compared to offensive players. So crowd noise, man, it's huge. And it takes you out of your audible game.
Yeah.
You can't go up there. The coach can't give you 3 plays to call. No, he's giving you 1, and you might have an audible to some type of protection, but, right. Man, you don't, because the longer the play clock, the louder it gets.
No doubt. Fans smell the blood.
Yes.
In Seattle, I had never been to Seattle here again. I went and watched them destroy the Broncos in the Super Bowl, and when they opened with a safety, the ball went over Peyton's head, I was like, yo, I can't hear anything. I'm supposed to be on the other side of the field, and it's in New York, not in Seattle.
Right.
And then
there was someone at the game. I was listening to the game this weekend in Seattle, and when the kid returned the kickoff, he said, I wasn't here for the Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Boom.
Legion
but
home, yeah.
There's no way that was louder than what's going on right now.
Really?
Opening kickoff bye week.
Dude.
I mean, you're the number 1 seed. Open a guy who they traded right before the trade deadline for.
Yeah.
To be able to get them over the hump. You can't make that up.
No.
You can't make that up with those fans. Oh man, the game was over.
Yeah.
Did you see their walk up is legendary, San Francisco.
Yeah.
They walk up with the boom box and everything.
Great. Yeah.
You didn't see the clip and everything, the cartoons, the dude returned the kickoff, they went right back on the bus.
I did see that. They turned right back around.
Yeah. Trent said, we out of here, dog.
They were excited for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
Well, they are going to be a problem, but it'll be a good game according to you, so that's good.
Yes.
How about that? Now the Patriots are going to Denver. They're given 5.5. What do you think about that game in Denver, the AFC Championship?
I'm not betting on no backup quarterback.
Yeah.
One game to go to the Super Bowl against that New England team coming off that huge win. No. There's no. And Denver's defense, this is what I'm going to tell you the difference between Denver's defense. I do believe that Pat Surtain is a better cornerback than anyone on the Texans. Now, the Texans got a great secondary.
Okay.
They play well.
All right.
But top 2 or 3 corners. But the number 1 corner is Denver, Surtain.
Okay.
So them dimes they was dropping out there, I don't think that's going to be available.
Okay.
So they have a different type of pass rush. Mm-hmm. They actually have more sacks than the Texans. Mm-hmm. So they don't get as much attention.
Correct.
But 68 sacks. I think I said 72 on the last segment, but self-correcting myself.
It's a lot.
68.
It's a lot.
Yes. A top 10 all-time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, Denver is set up to be able to defend the backup quarterback. But I do believe Drake May and what they're doing, and they have one of the youngest teams in the NFL, that being the Patriots. But all these kids have played so many plays that now they're like in their second year.
But they're still young. They are still young.
Yes. Got 2 playoff wins under their belt.
Mm-hmm.
2 playoff wins. So for me, I like the Patriots. I love where they are. I love Mr. Kraft after realizing Gerard Mayo is not the guy. 1 year.
Yep. Got to go.
Bring in Braves. Let Braves talk to this quarterback, Drake May. So now they have a chance to go on a run with this because of RKK, grown man. Mm-hmm. He's not it. I don't care what people say. Mm-hmm. I'm free agent out there. Vrabel's out there. Let me go get him. And man, do they have that look of a champion?
Okay.
Yes.
So you like the Patriots and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl?
I like. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before we get to college national championship game tonight, John Harbaugh is now coaching the Giants. What do you think about that?
Great move. He had to take it. And I think that, even though Baltimore is not, Baltimore hadn't been in existence, this ownership
mm-hmm.
as long as the Giants, but I think they do things in a very, very similar way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do like the fact that John Harbaugh kept the general manager because they got some good players. Like, they got cornerstone players. They got edge rushers. They got offensive linemen, Neighbors the receiver, special. Scatterboo can be special. They got another running back. They got a quarterback. Like, they have some corner pieces that I'm not going somewhere to rebuild. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a great time to be the coach of the Giants. And, like, you don't know where's Dallas. Where are they going? Mm-hmm. Washington, where are they doing? We don't know. Philadelphia, they're really, really talented. But that type of franchise to get this type of stability, grown man coming into the building, I believe it will pay dividends immediately. I believe they'll be in the playoffs.
Okay.
And it's not because, some of it is because Harbaugh's a good coach. This is what teams do. Ben Johnson. It's year number 1, right? They're in the playoffs?
100%.
What about Liam Cohen down there in Jacksonville? First year, right?
Playoffs.
In the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
My man McDonald there in Seattle, I think this is his second year. But number 1 favorite. Who else? There's a couple more, or one more. Even DeMeco Ryans his first 3 years.
Yeah, playoffs every year.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
Carolina, in the playoffs. So as a young coach, man, you can make it to the playoffs by taking over a franchise. Harbaugh's definitely one of the best in the business. They paid him like that, $100 million, 5 years, $20 million a year. That's the top. That's what Andy Reid, him and Andy Reid, people like that are making. So, yes, very, very happy for the New York Football Giants.
All right. So what are your thoughts on, real quick? So Mike Tomlin was 193 and 114 and 2, 8 and 12 in playoffs, won a Super Bowl. 7 straight playoff losses, but he has 19 straight non-losing seasons, and he is no longer with the Steelers. What happened with Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are like they're like a department store chain that got caught up in the internet world, where they've been doing business a certain way.
Okay.
And been very, very profitable.
Okay.
And been champions of doing it that way.
Okay.
But we're not going to participate that much in free agency. We're not going to spend the high draft picks, especially on quarterbacks. Like, we're not going to sign guys to their second and third contracts. Like, we're going to do it a certain way. We want to do it defensively. We have no plan to replace our franchise quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger. Mm-hmm. So as we move forward, there's new businesses on the corner taking away. Mike Tomlin realized, I want to coach, but I don't want to coach at this business anymore. They weren't going to fire him.
They weren't going to fire him.
No.
He had to step down.
But he realized that I'm not going to be able to be the best version of myself moving forward. Like, he definitely will take a sabbatical and be back coaching somewhere.
In the NFL?
In the NFL, absolutely. Okay. That's his product.
Year or two?
Yes.
Okay. Not next year. We won't see him on the sidelines next year. Okay.
He had 2 years left on his deal. Someone can trade for him. That's probably the best way to be able to get him. But I believe he definitely will be in business. He'll be doing something from a media standpoint, take a little time away. But the way they do business, he's not going to be able to win there. And he realizes that.
Got it.
I can't do this any longer. Like, I can't. Aaron Rodgers, maybe in May.
And he's throwing to who? Metcalf is out.
Right, but they did make the trade. They normally don't do that, but look who they traded away. They traded away a guy who was all pro. Right. So, like, man, how am I gonna rebuild this roster? I should have kept that guy. Because I traded for this guy and gave this guy a bunch of money. This guy ends up snatching a fan, being suspended for 2 games. Mm-hmm. And I was having problems with the other guy. I thought the other guy was a bad guy. That's what I told everybody. Yeah. So, no, the business model does not work. And Mike Tomlin didn't want to work under those conditions. This was the best way to split it because they wouldn't have fired him.
Okay.
No.
Because that's just not what they do, and he's had too much success.
No. And how are you going to fire someone you never gave him the best roster?
Who did one hell of a job of what you gave him.
Mike Tomlin's story is, guess what? They're going to be 7-10 this year. The Steelers are going to be 6-10 this year.
And they're
10-7. 9-8.
Okay.
11-6. That's what. But he's always exceeding what he's got. Mm-hmm. So what he has done over 19 years is he's cooked up really good meals with average groceries.
Okay.
So now he wants really the opportunity
to go to a place with good groceries. Yeah.
And that people participate, trade, and people participate in free agency. And as a free agent, Pittsburgh is a great franchise, and I know a lot of players that played for him. Got good friends, legendary players for him. But if I'm a free agent, if I'm a defensive player, maybe because they have a lot of good defense, but why would I go to Pittsburgh to play? Like, not a great surface to play on, very, very slow. The weather is what it is. Division, very tough.
No doubt.
Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore, very tough. Like, why would I go there? So what's so sexy about Pittsburgh? That's what this staff and everything, because the ownership's not going to change. They are going to do business a certain way. They're going to play good defense. They're going to run the football. They're going to make a lot of money. And once out of every 8 to 10 years, they're going to compete for a Super Bowl. And they're fine with that.
Okay. Mike Tomlin was not fine with it. So
no.
Yep, they're fine with it. He's not.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Kevin Stefanski is now with the Falcons after the Browns fired him. What do you think about his hire there for the Atlanta Falcons?
Second best hire. Like, we're going to run out of quality people because the drop-off now, when you take those two out of the mix, mm-hmm. like it's a drastic drop-off. And both of these guys know it's important to have a quarterback, and it's also to have structure. Arthur Blank, he decided to be able to give this to Stefanski, and I love Matty Ryan. This is this first hire. Don't have a general manager yet. Both of them can come together and hire a general manager. But I like the partnership between Stefanski and how he thinks Matt Ryan and what he'll do as an executive there, as the president, everyone reporting up to him, even the general manager, once they get that. But Stefanski's also had a couple years with Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
So I believe that he'll come up with the best solution for that quarterback issue that they have there. He also wants to run the ball. They got a pretty good running back.
Yeah, I would think so.
They play in perfect conditions, playing inside. So I believe that he will bring a lot of excitement there, and I look for them to be a playoff team next year, if not win their division. Like they should. They're the best team in their division.
All right. And then to your point with the drop-off, the Raiders are trying to figure out who to hire. Steelers are going to have to figure out who to hire. They said they're going to be interviewing Mike McCarthy, allegedly. They want Mike McCarthy coaching the Steelers.
I think that he would be a good transition. I mean, Green Bay, Dallas, Steelers. Like, he's a Pittsburgh guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Like, I could see that now. He's a little older. They'd have to change their model because their model has been young defense. Chuck Noll, young defense, tough. Coward, defense, young, tough. Coordinator, Tomlin, defense, even though he was an offensive player. He was a wide receiver at William & Mary. Okay. But trained defensively, Tony Dungy disciple, defensive coordinator, young. So they would have to go off their model to be able to get McCarthy. But to me, I believe he's the second best candidate. I believe the best candidate for Pittsburgh is Brian Flores.
Okay, still out there.
If they're looking for a defensive mind, the way they want to play defense, like there's no one out there playing defense.
You think they'll hire him?
He's a version of like Dick LeBeau when he was their defensive coordinator. And his second time around, I do believe he will do a good job. Like, I do believe he's going to be a good coach. If he doesn't get that job, I believe he's best suited for the Ravens job.
The Ravens. Okay. Well, he's going to get one of those.
He should get a job. I don't know how they can.
Yeah. And they worked for the Dolphins since he left. Who's going to be coaching the Raiders, you think?
Well, that's a wild card with Tom Brady. After a colossal fail with Pete Carroll and also having the first pick in the draft. Like, the Raiders have never been more sexy than they are now. Because if you like, okay, I'm gonna watch the face of the franchise, Mendoza, play tonight. Got a lot of Joe Burrow look like it to me in him. Flight of the ball, accuracy, mannerisms, the way he conducts himself, the PR, the press conference, you're going to win that.
No doubt.
He's been durable, very, very. So he perfect pick for them. So to me, it makes that job very, very appealing. I have no clue how Tom and them are going to go about it, though.
Okay.
No clue.
All right. Be interesting to see.
Yes.
All right. Tonight's game, the Hurricanes are, I would say, hosting Indiana in Miami. But the Indiana is actually the home team because of the seeding. And it might be a home game for Indiana based on how many fans travel in. Indiana's given 7.5. They've been an absolute juggernaut throughout the entire season, I would say. And obviously Miami's played really well. What are your thoughts? You were talking earlier about how impressed you were with Miami's run game against Ohio State. Like, what are your thoughts in the game tonight with the Hoosiers and the Hurricanes?
I mean, Miami's been underrated because people act as if they slipped in. But to me, the story is very, very similar to Ohio State, what they did last year. Ohio State lost 2 games during the regular season, didn't play in their championship game, Big Ten championship game. Had that first game against Tennessee, and in winning that game against SEC competition gave them tremendous momentum. Tremendous momentum. Now, the game that Miami against Ohio State was just not the score, but just like Ohio State, the energy that they created when they beat Oregon last year. Because we thought Oregon last year was the best team in the playoffs to be able to beat them. Tremendous momentum. That's what Miami probably thought Ohio State was the best team, arguably. They got 5 first-round draft picks, arguably the most talented team in the playoffs. When they beat them, that propelled them against Ole Miss. So this is a great matchup. We have seen this so many times in football, offensive-minded team, all right, defensive front, all right, can that front take them out of that passing game? And I do believe that they will affect Indiana in a very, very different way, different than especially Oregon affected them, very, very different than last week's game. The defenders affected him because he's been clean. He has no adversity in the playoffs. So I do believe Miami's pass coverage on the outside and their ability to be especially physical between the center and the two guard positions, the guys that are a little bit undersized there for Indiana, that's what keeps Miami in the game. And Miami's got to win the turnover margin. And if their defense scores, that's how Miami's going to win the game. Can they create one score off their defense like they did against Ohio State?
Okay. This is going to be a hell of a game.
Hell of a game.
Okay. Be good to see. All right. Let's get to the comments. Silver_79.
And one more comment,
Sure.
too. If and when Miami loses.
If and when.
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure this is a public service announcement. Someone please find my friend Michael Irvin and make sure he's okay.
I think it'll take more than one person to make sure he's okay.
I'm telling the world. That's why I said public service announcement.
Everybody find Irvin.
Yes.
Hey, and if they win, you might need to find Michael Irvin and make sure he's going to be okay. Because it might be a different, like he's
right. If Miami wins, you're going to have to get on a hovercraft and get yourself into the atmosphere because Michael Irvin won't be on the earth.
he will be up there.
He'll be levitating. He'll be levitating, feeling nice.
He could be dangerous either way. So look out for him either way. Look out for him either way. Look out for him either way. And for the Indiana fans, if and when they do win, just you still in Miami. That's all. We were at the casino last night, and I was like,
yeah, be careful.
Just be careful. Just be careful.
Because I was at the Big Ten championship, and
yeah.
And when the guy missed the field goal late, I was at a corporate event, and I told the people, hey, I'm gonna be heading to my transportation like as soon as this, so I'm saying, and they're like, hey, where are you going? I said, listen, I'm a great host, but I'm not a good loser.
No.
Okay? I'm getting ready to jet.
Because I know me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did have a few Indiana people, say a few things to me, but, it's part of it. They haven't been able to say anything their whole life. So I took it.
They've been holding it.
I took it.
For a long time.
No, they never thought they would have a speaking part. They thought it was going to be a silent movie.
But it could be a silent. Just be careful. If they do win, you're excited.
Right.
Stay in the stadium. Do the award. Just get the trophy. Just chill. But don't go down to downtown Miami or some other places you end up screaming and yelling with Indiana. I'm just saying, take your win. And that's the only public service announcement I got.
This is not the Midwest.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Believe me. I'm from New England. It ain't New England either.
Yeah, it is. End up in one of those Florida man videos.
Only in Dade. Yeah, only in Dade. All right, at Silver_79. Y'all don't get enough flowers. There aren't many shows with this level of talent that have this level of fan interaction. We appreciate it. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Nasty Noble. All right, guys, absolutely love the show. Keep doing what you're doing. By the way, Sean, everybody knows it's warm in Florida. Stop low-key flexing by wearing shorts in mid-January. Bro, it's 48 degrees here. But I'm still wearing shorts. But if it gets any colder, I'm going to go back to pants or sweats or something. Us guys in the East Coast are straight jealous, LOL.
Okay.
51 Street State /N9F. Man, with that handle, it better be good. Big Bro Chris and Big Bro Sean. Enough love and respect for y'all. Chris, this brother would check all the boxes of the Ravens' new head coach, Leslie Frazier, currently the assistant head coach for Seattle. I'm listening to what you got to say. FY, he has tremendous defensive pedigree. He's the reason why Seattle's defense is a beast. He's a disciple of your boy, Buddy Ryan, 85 Bears, 4-6. Defense as a player, and he is respected around the NFL as the HC and defensive coordinator. Leslie is a leader of men. Keep y'all continued greatness. What do you think about that?
Well, that's why he departed from Buffalo. Great guy to have on your staff. But he's most successful when he's in a supportive role. That being a defensive coach, assistant head coach, defensive coordinator. Great brain for defense. But to me, Leslie doesn't have the overall personality that would benefit the whole organization. And I know him well, great man, yes, but no, they could do better than that. I appreciate you putting them in the comments and everything, but there's better. I do believe that B Flow would be better than him.
Mm-hmm.
He's more of an outgoing personality, and he's more connected to the offense. And his style of defense is more in vogue than the defenses that Leslie played. And Buffalo, when he was there, they had a problem stopping people. That's why they moved on from him.
Correct. Okay. Green Beagle 13. So glad this channel popped up on my YouTube thing. Love it. Thank you. Mark Brown 2119. I don't understand why most analysts think that the absence of these quarterbacks makes winning a playoff game easy. It's not easy to win a game, especially a playoff game. Quarterbacks don't kick the ball or tackle the running back. How many times have a crucial catch been dropped? ?
A lot. It's the ultimate team support, but the quarterback has more influence on the game because no one touches the ball more than him. Mm-hmm. And the quarterback influences on what type of wide receivers you're going to have, what type of offense you're going to play, and defensively, can I be aggressive? Mm-hmm. Do I got a guy can score some points? Is he a turnover machine? Is he inaccurate? How you're going to play the game is formulated off how good you think your quarterback is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Josh Allen, without those quarterbacks in there this playoff, had one hell of a path. Because I'll tell you what, watching the Broncos game, and maybe haven't bet in the Broncos game, watching Josh Allen on the other sideline, just sitting there chilling out with his hat on, doesn't make me comfortable.
No.
Because he's the quarterback.
Yes.
And I'm like, please, for the love of God, how much time will he have, and what can he do with it? Because he's Josh Allen.
Right.
Just like those other guys.
And also, if Josh Allen throws the ball a little bit deeper, the ball's not underthrown. Brandon Cooks is a blazer.
Right.
Now, it's outside in Denver and the elements and everything, but that ball was underthrown. That's what allowed the DB to get back into the play and be able to make a play on the ball. So he underthrew it. Drake May put it perfect where the receiver could only catch it. He underthrew it, which turns out to be an interception, and that's why they lost the game.
But to your point earlier, Josh Allen has to try to do a lot of things very aggressively with the lack of dudes he has running routes. That was a great point. All right, Mafia Mom. This got to be buckle up. Mafia Mom, 3556. He said, thanks for the whole 45 seconds worth of insight into the Bills versus Jags. Most of the time spent trying to remember Burrow's name. Please stop putting Burrow and Lamar into the conversation about the current playoff picture for Allen. Bengals have missed postseason more than they have made it since drafting Burrow, and Lamar has never beaten the Bills in the postseason. Beyond that, part of the reason those three teams are not in the playoffs and the Bills are is because the Bills beat all three of those teams in regular season. I'm so sick of hearing about three quarterbacks who are sitting home instead of actual analysis from experts, in quotes, about the guys who are actually in the postseason. I heard Mahomes' name more than Lawrence's in reference to this game.
Well, I don't know what media outlet you were tuned into, but Trevor Lawrence was a huge part of the reason why we were talking about Jacksonville. Liam Cohen, Trevor Lawrence, and their defense. Those were the stories, all right? That's why they won their division. That's how they end up getting a home playoff game. But when you start talking about the playoffs and you start talking about the last 5 or 10 years of the playoffs, and then you also have, say, collectively, say 4 MVP years in there, Patrick Mahomes, and 2 with Lamar, and then Joe Burrow also going to a Super Bowl. Part of the story about the playoffs is that these MVP candidates, Joe Burrow, Lamar, and Patrick Mahomes, they're not in the AFC. So it should be easier this year. So you can't tell the story without talking about them. You don't have to go on and on about them not being there, but you have to make the point of what the road goes through. What does the road go through? Oh, it goes through Bo. Hadn't won a playoff game. Or it goes through Jacksonville. Okay, yeah, Trevor's won a playoff game. Haven't had a whole bunch of success lately. Liam Cohen's first year. So those are still the storylines, regardless if you don't like them or not. Now the storylines happen to be about New England and Denver. You know the reason why, Buffalo? Because you ain't in it no more. All right? So I won't mention you, just like you didn't want us to mention the other people. I'll talk about the teams in it. How you like that?
Michael Stover, 6778. He put LOL. This one didn't age well. Carter doesn't know shit saying the Broncos could match up good against the Bills. Well, the Broncos beat the Bills, so.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Hit the subscribe button.
Vinny.
We have one pro on the show. It's me.
Vinny Vet. That's a fact. Vinny Vet, 6028. Carter hates Josh Allen with a passion that burns.
What have I ever said about Josh Allen?
Wishes he had him throwing balls to him.
Why?
Like, dude, they're Bills, bro. They're fired up, bro.
Yeah, Josh
How about
Allen,
be mad about the players
if Josh
you don't
Allen's
got?
career ends just like mine, no Super Bowls. Who wants that?
Nobody. Yeah. And, dude, Josh Allen is a dude. If it weren't for Josh Allen, like, I don't know. For what I know, watching, I feel bad. I feel bad for him. I think I watch him every game.
My problem
handle his business.
is not with Josh. My problem is with their roster.
Yes.
When you look at Baltimore, when you look at even Jacksonville, when you look at Denver, they do not have as good a roster as these teams. So it's not a Josh Allen. I think Josh is amazing.
No doubt.
Their receivers are just above average.
Correct.
Keon Coleman, hey, man, he blows. Like, he's got to do something. Like, he made a play in this last week's game, but in the last 2 months of the season, not dependable, very immature. I saw some sweatsuit he was wearing to the game. It had like a Skeletor print on it. It's like, is he a child? He one game away from the Super Bowl. He wears a skeleton print on a sweaty with a hoodie.
Like child.
Like, you get on a plane with that, you leave the hotel, 5-star hotel. I'm going, this is the biggest game of my life. This is how I show up at the game, Skeletor. Stop, man. You played yourself, man. Stop.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. It is. But part of that is that organization, right? They're loyal. Without going, like, get him some people to throw to. Somebody said he was crying after the game. I was like, dude, I'd be breaking shit if I was as talented as Josh Allen.
Yeah.
As good as Josh Allen.
Did you see Dawkins, the tackle, all-pro tackle, Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee winner for the team? He was, yeah, absolutely. This shit is hard, man.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee I'm going to get right back to this spot next year. But guess what I got to do? I got to do at least the same amount of work that it took. And guess what? Mm-hmm. I don't care what podcast you subscribing to. Unless you done that work, you have no freaking clue of what that feeling is like.
Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine having that feeling.
No reward.
And knowing that as good as
you're either
Josh
first
is,
or last.
Correct.
That's it.
And as good as I am, if I had some better groceries around me, I might have a Super Bowl championship.
He's not mad at Buffalo. He's mad at himself.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he tried to do too much, and then now that made him look bad.
Mm-hmm. Crazy, dude. All right. Yeah, no, they didn't like this. The stay in New York, he didn't like this. He must be mad. Stop. No Mahomes. Go Bills. Well, the Bills are out with everybody else now, and it's okay. Denver, Patriots, Seattle, Rams. Best football power. David Seawack, 164. Best football podcast. Thank you, brother. Well, hey, man. Breaking news. What is breaking news? What do you got? This is big. This better be good. Bills fired head coach. Huh. Did you see that coming?
Well, John Harbaugh, I made the Harbaugh comparison. The reason why Harbaugh got the, couple extensions because he had won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And how he conducted business. When they drafted Lamar, and they were like, oh, Lamar's going to be a running back. Oh, he's going to play a different position. Harbaugh and them drafted him, traded up in the first round. And then he duplicates these MVPs. It's like, well, you got the MVP here now. Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to do more than that?
Mm.
And I thought the telling sign about Baltimore was Steve Bisciotti in the interview this week, they asked him, well, what if you win that playoff game against Pittsburgh? Is he still the coach? He said, for one more week. So if that is the case, then absolutely Sean McDermott. So, hey, Buffalo fans, don't be mad at me. I didn't get your coach fired, right? The ownership there, Mr. Pagula and his wife, they own that team. They decided that with Josh Allen, Sean McDermott is not doing enough, and they decided to change their business model and look for different leadership. Now, Sean McDermott immediately becomes one of the top one or two favorites for one of them other jobs.
Correct.
Because he's a proven winner.
Yep, 100%.
Proven winner. But, yes, breaking news.
Okay. Good work, Drew. More bad news or good news for the Bills.
He's no Adam Schefter, but
no, he's not.
He's got a future in something.
But dude, don't start there. I mean, that's unfair to him, Adam Schefter.
No, did you see that look on his face when he popped over the screen?
I've never seen him pop over the screen.
He double read his screen. He was like, "Did that really happen?" This is my first.
I got it. No, he read that 5 or 7 times before he popped up. It was good. Drew, you the man. Good work today.
Good stuff.
Well, hey man, we appreciate. We're excited about the game tonight. Be one hell of a game. And certainly excited
when you see the information tomorrow, it's going to be like they gave him an extension. I'm just miserable. No.
Then he'll be no Adam Schefter.
No.
Then have to be he.
We good. Good stuff.
If it's wrong, no more breaking news from us. But he is Chris Carter. Obviously, I'm Sean Mike. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for everything. See you soon.